Welcome to a new market update. Today we're going to discuss Zilliqa and Elrond, a few coins that I've not been discussing too much in the past months, but an update is nice to have. We're going to look at those Bitcoin pairs and USDT pairs to see where they are going to go from here and which levels you should be watching if you want to get into a position of these two. My microphone isn't working with my MacBook anymore, so that's why you're currently hearing a different sound, but I hope I'm still doing fine with this update. So, before we're going to continue, do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and also do not forget to like this YouTube update and follow me on Twitter and Instagram where you can find daily content on the markets. Looking at Zilliqa right now, we can see that the markets are dropping, and that is probably what we're seeing all around. Bitcoin pairs are seeing some pain just basically because of Bitcoin doing absolutely wonderful, and therefore it's a time to look for potential higher time frame levels where you could be looking at an entry point when it comes to altcoins. And when we're looking at the weekly time frame for Zilliqa, obviously we've got this recent low, which was the low in 2020, which is an interesting point, and it's still down 60% from here. The second level is the area that we've got here around 125 sats. Comes from all the way back in 2019, and that could be a very interesting level to look at for a potential higher time frame swing trade, and at least to search for potential bottom signals when it comes to entering Zilliqa at this stage. As you can see, looking at the 3-day chart, we are currently trending south. We've tried to break through and we came all the way back down, instantly rejected the previous level for resistance once again, and we've done the exact same when it comes to the level at 255 sats. Right now we're approaching the next level of support, but I would not be happy to jump into the markets at this stage too fast and just yet, given the fact that Bitcoin is just taking over the markets and showing its strength through which altcoins can drop further than what you're wanting to see on your altcoins, and support is not existent when it comes to the Bitcoin pairs. And it shows back in 2019 and also in 2020 how fast it can go. 2019 we've seen the run of Libra on Bitcoin, and people have been swapping their money from altcoins to Bitcoin. But also in 2020, in the second half, Zilliqa has been doing worse, in which we had a correction of from 305 sats to 115 for a corrective move of about 70%. We're getting quite close to the exact same size of correction at this stage. And why I'm using Zilliqa as a very interesting reference point right now is given the fact that it was one of the first breakouts in 2020 in November, while Bitcoin was still accelerating towards the all-time high region. So it is one that you should be considering as a potential position, and I think it's still relatively undervalued when it comes to the value of the Bitcoin pair compared to how other altcoins are doing at this stage. But what you want to look at when it comes to Zilliqa is we probably are going to face resistance around this 175 to 190 sats level again. You're going to look at a support level here, but then you want to have a conclusion of a potential bottoming structure through the fact of testing those levels multiple times. So maybe we're going to get this bounce, then we're going to get a higher time frame or higher low and some consolidation, and that's where you want to get in, as that is a trigger for potential reversal. And we've seen it previously here too. We've had a lower time frame higher low, signaling continuation happening, and we did see the breakout after that. If, however, the area around 125 is not going to hold, I'm looking at 100 sats next, and I'm also going to look at 55 sats as potential swing trade opportunities, but I'm definitely going to scoop up or look at some Zilliqa at this stage for a potential entry point. Zilliqa against USDT, looking quite fine when it comes to the USDT pair, but it also shows the actual impact of Bitcoin at this point. Yes, we could be running heavily from here, and then there's some critical levels that we're looking at. If this zone around, I'll just use the horizontal ray, if this zone around 8 cents is not going to hold, we're probably going to get a retest around 5. But if we do actually hold here, The next critical breaker to break through with Zilliqa is the entire area around 10.7. This is the small range that we're acting in. If either one of the two breaks, we're going to get an acceleration, and we're also going to see some big movements on the Bitcoin pair too. I assume that in the bull market we're going to have a break to the upside and just have a range bound construction like we have been doing here. But then if we crack this, I think we're going to take this liquidity and get to 15 cents or maybe even 18 cents and then consolidate before we're breaking the all-time high region once again, as it's still a bull cycle. When it comes to EGLD, that one is way bullish, way more bullish at this stage, but also the Bitcoin pair is just showing weakness at this stage. I've stated that I've got some points of interest that I look at for entry points. Those entry points are still existent and I'm still looking at the exact same. If we get a retest around this region of 3500 sats, that is probably where I'm going to look at for an entry point on EGLD, at least for a short bounce, but also trying to get a new entry on a swing trade. However, if that one is lost, I would not be surprised if we crash all the way back down towards 2k sats and then get a run from there. So if you want to get an entry on your altcoins, I think you have to be relatively calm at this stage. Looking at the target points for the Bitcoin pair, it's still the same. You use the Fibonacci extension tool and then you derive 8000 sats and 10.2k sats as the next target points. That's the small update for today. I'm going to enjoy Dubai a little bit more and I hope you have enjoyed this one. I'll be back tomorrow with a fresh new update.